Good evening, folks. Your friendly neighborhood wolf, Rex Ripley here, back for another Wednesday puzzling pup night. Um, yeah, thanks, Atlas, for being first, collecting your daily treats, um, and for continuing to contribute uh, nearly solely to the Lego stream. But we're getting pretty close, and I will probably extend it a bit more just because I had a few non-streaming days, so I feel like it's only fair to extend it a little bit. But yeah, we are going to jump back on over to the Mass Effect puzzle. It's looking pretty good. We're like pretty far. So I don't have it on my little stream deck thing, so we'll just do it on my computer. Anyway, here we are. This is where we left off. Um, and I don't know. This is probably over 50% done, maybe. So we're making pretty good time. How are you doing tonight, Atlas? I don't really know where I'm gonna start tonight, though. I did clean up all of the like excess pieces that I had because there were a bunch, um, kind of taking up a lot of space, and I didn't really like that. So that connect that that does that work? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I'm honestly pretty happy to be back working on the puzzle. I have missed it. So despite the fact that I was tired and or busy, and various other reasons for being away from it, various good reasons for being away from it, I did in fact miss working on it. So I'm glad to be getting back into it. Maybe this isn't even part of the ship, and I'm just trying to do that for no reason at all. But yeah, I think we're at a point where it's gonna get a little bit harder. And yeah, no worries, sweetheart. Come back when you can. Um, I think it's at the point where it's going to get a little bit like theoretically it should get easier in some ways as you place more pieces. But I think it's also, when you have these like large swaths of things that you can kind of work on, and then suddenly you're getting down to like the nitty gritty of it. It actually can be a little bit more challenging in some ways.
Bella! Where the hell have you been, Loco?
Oh, Yoda, thank you for the sub. Much appreciated. You are the first of the uh, month, so thank you for that. And thanks for joining tonight. How are you doing? Oh, it is going well for me. I'm a little bit tired, but work's been a little bit exhausting. Um, just been very busy. Uh, but overall, good. Very, very few complaints from me, really. I hope you are doing well yourself. Getting better every day is the goal, so I'm glad to hear it. But yes, I can imagine that long COVID is no fun whatsoever. But yeah, I was just saying I'm just happy to be back and working away on this puzzle. I feel like we've made some really good progress over the last few streams, and I'm looking forward to how far we get tonight. This keep destroying it. I don't think it belongs here. I think it almost feels like it should be part of Grunt, but I don't think it actually is. Oh, it's Samara's shirt. I don't know where exactly it goes in this. Where? Like that. That's the right spot for it. Actually, does look correct. Okay. And this. These are all these like weird pieces that I was working on, and I know go in this general vicinity. Oh, I don't think this one's this one. This goes somewhere else. This is all yellow and white. This is like I don't know what this is called. Not there. Definitely not there. Oh, that's the top of the thing's head. That. That all that closer. This is clearly somewhere around here. Sure. Not quite. Maybe this. Okay. Then this. I just realized when I sat down that the the face cam gives you a shot of my ass while I'm looking at the puzzle. So sorry about that. I mean, I don't know. Maybe some people like that, but it's not my intention. It just is a fact of the camera positioning when I'm standing up working on the puzzle. What in the hell are you? That you would be little spiky bit. It's not. Oh, wait. It's the side of that ship. It's the side of the ship. So I actually think this goes right here-ish. Actually, that might be, yeah. There, that. I think that goes there. Like that. We'll we'll move the camera over a little bit. So I'm closer to the puzzle anyway. So but yeah, we were looking at we being my wife and my wife's partner that's coming with us. We were looking at oh, this is the top of Jacob's head. Airbnbs for, well, not TwitchCon Europe specifically. I'm actually staying at a hostel uh, nearby that's within like a very short walking distance. Um, because I wanted to be close to the con and I didn't want to spend a lot of money. And I'll be at the hostel, so I'll be at the in the con area from, I think, the con Saturday, Sunday. So I think I booked Friday to Monday. 'Cause I always like to be there the day before and the day after, just so I don't feel rushed. So yeah, so I'll be at TwitchCon Europe, and I'm very much looking forward to that. They released the schedule today, so I did take a look at the schedule. There's a lot of really cool things going on. I don't know what.
Bella! Where the hell have you been, Loco?
Atlas, thanks for the subscription, baby. Very much appreciated. We are slowly working our way towards the horror stream. Subs and bits all apply to it. And they're kind of on a multiplier as things get higher. So yeah, really appreciate this support, folks. It really means a lot. I don't Obviously I don't do this for a living. It'd be nice if I could one day, but you know, every little bit helps. So you can freeze tortillas, but you need to separate them with parchment paper or foil. Otherwise, yes, exactly that will happen. They will stick together and be a horrible mess and nearly unusable. So, parchment paper is the secret. It's better than foil, but foil will do in a pinch. But it does take a little bit extra effort to, separate them all before you put them in the freezer. So it's not a quick solution necessarily. I mean, it's not particularly difficult either, but a few extra steps. This has to be something with. Yeah, there we go. Okay. Okay. I don't know. These pieces just all came together really nicely. All right. Is this still part of here? Or is this a different part? Oh, that looks very close, but it's not quite the right fit. Oh no. Yeah, you would definitely. I could definitely see why you'd be fighting for your life. That is not the best method of doing so. But I have made that mistake of just freezing the bag, thinking like, oh, just toss it in the freezer. It does work okay for pitas. Pitas are a little bit more hardy, though, I suppose, in terms of their like thickness and ability to not stick together. But yeah, definitely doesn't work just to straight up freeze tortillas. Hmm. Oh yes, I got distracted. I was talking about TwitchCon, and the schedule and how I'm looking forward to it. Um, yeah, there's like a bunch of music, I guess. So it seems to be going on all day, which is interesting to me because I'm used to like anime cons and furry cons where the music is usually just in the evenings. But this seems to be music kind of going on all day, I guess, if you want to like, if that's kind of your vibe. But there's a lot of panels about all sorts of topics. There's like a D&D panel that seems interesting. There's did I bump this? Was that connected? Did I bumped it or was that disconnected? It must have been disconnected. Anyway, um what else was there that I'm trying to remember off the top of my head what I read about because there were some really interesting sounding ones. A lot of stuff about like branding and like stuff that I'll probably go to like actually learn stuff. Oh, jeez, that's not a good ratio of successful meal per tortilla. That's for sure. I am so sorry. That sounds very frustrating. At least you, hopefully, can both learn for next time what not to do. Yeah, I'm very excited. It's been a while since I've been to I guess it's kind of a bit more of a professional con. Um I mean like I get that it's like fun because it's Twitch, but I think it's a little bit more uh businessy than probably the other cons I've been to recently. Um so yeah, I'm very interested to see how it's gonna go. I'm very excited to meet some folks that I've connected with on Twitch since kind of getting into it. And yeah, I think it's gonna be a really good time. This is definitely Miranda's face, and I feel like okay, it does go there. So Miranda's face is like way bigger than you think it would be. It's like way up here, and her boobs are down here. So she has like a long neck. There's like a lot going on here. Okay. This looks kind of like that. This might be her arm. And this is definitely connected somehow. I don't know how, but this. Ah, there we go. And I think this. Who would this be? Is this Jacob? I think this is Jacob. Maybe here? And there? That looks right. This still looks like Jack. Maybe her other shoulder? And maybe I haven't found the part that connects it yet. Is this? No, because that's her shoulder there. Like, this has tattoos. No. This looks like it goes up and down. Like that. I don't know. I think this is part of Miranda too. It's actually funny to me uh that they put Jack and Miranda in there. I mean, like, what's the closest spot you have for probably anything to go to? Chicago, maybe? I know there's so you would probably be closer to I don't how far are you from Memphis, Tennessee? Because there's Memphis I know it's not a gaming convention, but No, hang on, hang on, hang on. I'm gonna Google something real quick. So weirdly, because the the largest furry con in the world is in Rosemont, Illinois, at Midwest Fur Fest. Um, but yeah, I guess there aren't really. I feel like gaming cons are really spread out. Like I don't even know of a lot of gaming cons, even exclusively gaming cons, even in Ontario. Like there's PAX, um, and there's Gen Con, um, and Gen Con's in Ohio, and PAX is kind of all over, but not really anywhere like central, I'd say. Yeah, I think just purely gaming cons are just a lot more rare in general. Like anime cons and furry cons and uh anime cons and furry cons just tend to there be a lot more. Oh, comic cons is what I'm looking for. Tend to be just a lot bigger, I think, and a lot more people go to them. So, but yeah, gaming cons seem quite like this is my first time going to a strictly gaming con, and I guess Twitch isn't even strictly gaming anymore these days. So like, there's even panels about like IRL streaming and um, like other uh, non game streaming and how to do that. And then there's just like social panels that like there's an LGBT panel. Um, that's more of a social meetup networking thing than like an actual panel. So I'll probably go to that too. But yeah, it seems very a mix of like business in terms of like marketing yourself as a streamer, social stuff in terms of like community meetups targeted around specific groups of people, um, and then like music, as I said, and then just kind of like really random stuff that isn't necessarily related to Twitch, but is probably run by Twitch streamers who maybe stream those particular subjects, but they don't seem like directly related to streaming. Um, that does seem really silly, by the way. But it's not far, right? Like it's basically just like over the state border. I think this is Miranda's face. Now, I really want to figure out where this goes because I think this is Miranda's gun and or shoulder. Oh, oh! It was upside down. It was upside down. Okay, that's progress. I like it. So this. Where did we It almost looks like it could go there, but I know it doesn't. That but this is like this does seem like the underside of her arm, but it can also be this arm. Is this her gun? Wait. Yes. Yes, that is where that goes. Okay. Let's see. I know there were some more parts. Yeah, that does seem a little bit silly to name it after something that it isn't even in the same city as. Oh, here we go. That's what I'm looking for. eyes, head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Where's the rest of your face, Miranda? Gotta be somewhere. And you'd think it'd be with the red stuff. Is this part of her face? I don't think so. So I was in a stream earlier, and they were sharing that there is a new Final Destination trailer. And, when I was younger, I enjoyed those movies. But Holly and her family, my wife and her family, and I all watched those again around, was it Christmas? I don't know. My wife's sister was visiting, and her kids, who are older, I should say. And yeah, we rewatched Final Destinations 1, 2, and 3, I think. Honestly, they're not great. I remember them being a lot better when I was younger. I don't know if it was like I don't want to say like edginess or something of them, or maybe like because they were more unique at the time, they were more interesting. But yeah, rewatching them recently just did not have the same impact at all. Yes, there was a PAX in Texas, but yeah, that's what I mean. Like, it's not necessarily that like your particular state is lacking. I think there just aren't a lot of exclusively gaming conventions to begin with, which is unfortunate. And like you'd think there'd be more, but they seem either fairly exclusive to certain locations, like California, for example, or they just don't happen at all. Which yeah is a little bit strange. You'd think there would be more, but I think like a lot of other conventions mesh gaming into it. Like even at Fernal Equinox, there was a whole gaming room that, and they had like a Rock Band tournament, and they had Pokemon TCG tournaments and Magic tournaments, and like Smash Bros. Like most cons, anime cons included, kind of have gaming subcategories, I guess. Even if they're not like exclusively committed to that as their con themes. Maybe that's why there just isn't a lot of them, because that is kind of handled by the other cons in their own ways. That's my thoughts on it, though. I would always be happy to see more. I couldn't even tell you what that con is. I'm sure I've heard of it in passing. This is a very weird piece. It definitely goes around here somewhere. This looks like sparks. I mean, I would go to that Gen Con is also exclusively tabletop, and that's like a dream convention of mine. That's where Paizo announces a lot of their new content. Um, and I always wanted to go and play Pathfinder Society for literally like a whole weekend straight, because that sounds kind of awesome. But I am very much a nerd, especially for tabletop games of all kinds. So yeah, you can just drop it in chat as well. That's fine too. I will check it out later. Scarlett, why are you crying? Oh, I think I have heard of that. I think I've heard someone mention that con. I know that there's Ottawa Comic Con, which is pretty decently sized. I know some friends that go to that. What I wish we had more of around here directly, that does not go there, but it seems like it would. I'd also love to go. I think I have link. I think I have links on in general for anyone. I figure if people abuse that privilege, I can fix it. But I think right now I have it um, open for anyone to post links. That really looks like it should go there, but like it doesn't. It just doesn't. But it has like the right colors and everything, and almost the right shape. Like so close to the right shape. Like where? Yeah, Toronto's a pretty good spot for cons. Like you're gonna find a pretty decent variety. And Toronto Pride is also really big, and there's Fan Expo in Toronto, which is like huge. Honestly, a little bit too big for my liking, but I did go once. Um, even though it was a little bit of a shit show because my wife and I got VIP tickets, which was supposed to let you in like an hour or something before everyone else got to go in. And so we were in line and everything was like super delayed, like when they were supposed to open the door. Um, when they were supposed to open the doors did not open. And we waited and waited and waited. And then when they finally did let us in, the rest of all of the VIPs, all of us were quite annoyed at that point. Um, we learned that somehow people with day passes had already gotten inside and they were already in line, a massive line, for the panel that we wanted to go to, which was a Matt Smith from Doctor Who panel. Um, so it was obviously going to be largely popular, and it was like the first panel in that room of the day. We did get into the panel and we got like okay seats, but like honestly, we were a little annoyed because we got there early specifically to get better seats for that panel, and we got kind of screwed out of it. So we were a little bit annoyed, um, understandably so. And honestly, we haven't gone back, but that was kind of more than just that particular situation. Um, it was also just very crowded, and it felt like very claustrophobic for a lot of it. So it just was not really our vibes. Um, I don't know. I didn't feel like they did crowd management very well. Maybe it was just that particular year, and like maybe one day I'll give them another chance. But I was not a fan of it, and we have not gone back. Because like I've been to San Diego Comic Con, like that's massive, but they have absolutely nailed down their crowd control. Like, granted, this was, again, I haven't been recently, so I don't know if that is still the case. But the year that I went, um, I was incredibly impressed that for the amount of people, which I think is like 120,000 people, if not more, um, while yes, there are lines, because, like, obviously everyone's going to be lining up for the popular panels. And yes, some people do actually camp out in tents for panels. Um, it was very well managed. Like, you knew exactly where to line up, you knew exactly where to go. There was none of this like chaotic confusion of like where things were. It was very easy to navigate, and I was largely very impressed. What is a decently long road trip considered? Like over 4 hours kind of thing? Yeah, that's the thing, right? They're gonna be smaller. Um, and again, even a lot of the like voice actors and stuff from video games that you see going to cons, they're not gaming cons. They're like comic cons and just general nerd cons that they show up to. Because yeah, those are just the more popular ones. What is this? What are you? You seem like you should be obvious where you are coming from. But I don't see anything with those little spikies sticking out like that. 4 to 10 hours isn't too bad. Uh, when I used to go to, so I've been to Dragon Con a couple times, and then Furry Weekend Atlanta a couple times, and that was from North Carolina, Raleigh specifically. So that was about was it 6 hours? 6.5 hours? My maximum for, well, it actually depends. I was gonna drive from here to Anthrocon, which I think was 9.5 to 10 hours. I think 10 hours is my driving cap personally. Um, Mostly because I feel like I could leave really early in the morning and still arrive somewhere on the same day. And I've driven for 10 hours straight before, and it wasn't too bad. So, but I think 10 hours would be my absolute maximum. Anything longer than that, definitely a question for flying. Um, Definitely. because I do like road trips. I do like driving, um, for the most part. I especially like highway driving, especially on like long stretches of highway. I don't so much like really crowded cities and stuff. Um, that's the piece I've been trying to fit in that spot. So don't try that again. Don't try that again, Rex. That does not go there. That did not go there. It doesn't even go here. Okay. I'm switching it up a lot today. Switching it up a lot. I just feel like I'm making little bits of progress here and there. Oh, sorry for the yawn. Ugh. Oh, okay. That goes there. Was not expecting that to fit. Here's some more of Miranda. This is more blue than anything. It's got some little white sparks. Hmm. Where could these possibly go? This kind of looks like the Samara. Like, kind of. Okay, so that doesn't. It feels like it could go around something. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. My nose is running. Sorry if I sniffly. It is allergy season, and I do definitely get hit with it at times. And I've always had weird sinus issues that haven't quite been able to be diagnosed properly. I've tried nasal sprays. They don't seem to do much for me. So I generally just end up dealing with it. Oh, that's okay. Okay. Wait. Has this been... I've been trying to connect that piece to Jack, and it has been Omega this whole time. It really looked like it should have belonged to Jack. Well, at least I figured it out. What would this be? Nope, I've already done the tip of the ship. Is this like strands of her hair? Or her shoulder? Okay, so it was her hair. Still really want to know what this is. Could it be this? Okay, I really don't think it is. But I genuinely don't know where that piece would go. Oh, Tiniest Barbarian. Hello. Thank you for joining. How are you doing tonight? You were in B's stream earlier, right? Glad to hear it. I believe you said you were getting back into streaming, so I'll give you a little shouty. Always like supporting the fellow streamers. Yeah, of course, of course. Really appreciate you joining tonight. Yeah, we're just working away on this Mass Effect puzzle, and as you can see, we've made quite some progress. I don't even know how many streams, how many streams I've been doing this for now. Maybe 12. Sometimes I yap a lot and distract myself from actually doing the puzzle. But yes, I am. If you can't tell by the username and perhaps some of the face themes, I am also quite a large Mass Effect fan myself. Do you have a favorite character? or perhaps a least favorite character, because maybe picking a favorite's a bit more difficult. I really feel like these pieces should be way easier to find than they are. That goes there. That there. Oh, I just saw a piece. Yeah, there we go. Are you the piece that goes here? Yes. Yes, you are. Liara's a good choice. Liara's a good choice. Always was my first choice for romance, and generally also my favorite, and just a great character overall. Um, I really love her kind of like growth arc over the series, coming into her own and all of that. It was just really like from the young sort of learning the ways you like archaeologists to what she gets to be by the end of the series, which is a pretty awesome journey for her. Yeah, I feel like the tabletop cons are um yeah, I don't know. It's interesting. Like you don't see video game cons, you see tabletop cons, and then you see cons that have gaming. Uh oh, no, no. I thought that would be it. But this is definitely like somewhere in that vicinity. Um but yeah, 20 minutes isn't too bad. Oh yes, the whole Shadow Broker that DLC is my favorite DLC next to the Citadel DLC. Like that's just I was so excited when that got released, because I was really sad that like Liara didn't get a big role in Mass Effect 2. So I'm really glad that they at least gave her that, because that's one of my favorite DLCs to play. Just not even in terms of like getting to spend time with Liara, but like the whole storyline of it is just very fun, and the dialogue's fun, and it's really good, really really good. Ah, I see. Well, not knowing who any of the guests are is definitely not. Um, I mean, it depends on if you're there for the guests or not, um, or if you're there to game. Because yeah, the smaller cons tend to have not very big guests, but usually very good gaming communities. Well, thank you for stopping by, Barbarian. Very much appreciate it, and I hope you have a fantastic night. or whatever time of day you're in. I'm assuming it's night for you, but that's probably a bold assumption. We're all in different time zones. I guess you also have to consider the market of the area. Like, it was probably one of those things that like a bunch of friends started together and it just never really grew, and they were perfectly content with it continuing to be like a bunch of friends that know each other for the most part, going and hosting their own little event. Because yeah, I wonder like how much some people care to grow it much further beyond what it is. Besides, like, some people like to keep that kind of small, really family like vibe, um, to make it easier to like welcome new people into the fold. Like, Vernal Equinox, for example, is like fairly big in the sense that there was like 3,800 people, but even just going 2 years in a row, I started to see the same people, and like I'll start to probably recognize and get to know the same people that attend every year, um, and potentially like build friendships that way. So I think sometimes the smaller cons don't necessarily seek to grow too quickly, or even like care for like, again, it's not, most tabletop cons are not about special guests, because that's not what you're there to do. You're there to play board games, or like D&D or Pathfinder, or things like that. So I think it's just a very different kind of audience and experience than your typical uh, con. But again, that's tabletop cons specifically, um, not necessarily gaming cons, which I still feel like there just aren't enough of, and
Emergency induction port.
certainly not
That's a strong tie.
very widespread.
Emergency induction port.
Also, I just realized we're in ads. I'm gonna keep working on the puzzle, but and I'm sure no one is hearing me that would isn't subbed. Um, but sorry about the ads, folks. Maybe they're not running as long as they say they are, because sometimes they do that. Um, I will apologize again upon them running out of time. I was not attentive. Thank you for the hydrate, Atlas. Much appreciated. I probably won't go for too much longer, but I do feel like I'm doing pretty decent. So I want to try to get at least a few more pieces on the board. Is this the piece I was just trying to place a second ago? I think it might be. Might have been. There's no other spots with these rocks. This is the only general vicinity that this piece can go in. There, I haven't found the connecting pieces yet. Well, I would personally love to go to PAX. Um, so maybe one day we will go together. And maybe we can go to one, and then we can go to the other, and then we can see your friends in both places, just on different years. Or maybe we'll go to both in one year. Who knows? The future is full of vast possibilities. But PAX has honestly been a dream con of mine for many, many years, so I would absolutely love to go one day. I don't know what you are. I don't know. What about you? Well, either way, definitely doable in one year if they're that far apart. Whichever one comes first. Sometimes I forget that I have a mask and I want to itch my eyebrow, which is itchy right now, and I cannot reach it. So I must tolerate the fact that it is itchy. This is the other part of Omega. This is more sparks. This has to go on the ship somewhere. I think it's on this side somewhere. Maybe not. Maybe it's up here. Also, maybe not. Maybe I'm crazy. This does look like sparks, though, right? Maybe it goes this way. I don't know. I don't know. What time is it? 10:10. Okay. I don't want to stop, even though I really should. Oh, I'm so close to finishing this laser. Can I finish that laser? You wouldn't think it'd be that hard to find. Oh, got him. That's that piece. I knew it shouldn't have been that hard to find. Wait. This has some color on it. Yeah. What do you think you are? Got more of. Yeah, more of Miranda's sense to me. Wait, is it? Oh my god. One of the ones where it was sideways again. And I didn't realize. This is why I didn't want to stop. Like, I'm on a roll here. I'm cooking. I'm cooking, folks. Who is it that gives you the ick? What are you? Where do you go? You look like you should be an easy piece to place. I might know who that is, but I don't know who that is by name. Or by name alone, I should say. It'd be nice to finish off with Paul. Ah, I see. Understandable why uh she would give you the ick. we're gonna call it. I literally, if I don't stop myself. I really should stop. Okay, let's see if we can find it. And if we don't find it, then that's it. This just looks like it belongs here. What am I not? Okay, that was my last try. That was my last attempt. Alright. I wonder if she was one of the types that got. Oh, hang on. I'm fixing my camera a little bit, fixing the positioning because I'm shifting now. Yeah, it's always unfortunate when those sorts of people kind of get away with getting back into things. But I don't know. Who knows? Maybe she apologized or something and was forgiven, but who's to know? Um, yeah, still understandable why that would give you the ick for sure. Okay, let's drop the raid message and let's take a look at who is online so that we can raid out. I again am very happy with the progress that we made on the puzzle. I think it's coming together quite nicely. And I'm very much looking forward to finishing it. Hopefully soon ish. Because, yeah, we're really, really making good work of it. All right. All right. Trying to find someone I like haven't rated much or yet. Let's see. Could raid. Have I rated this person before? I have not rated them in the last 30 days. Oh, but they still have no mic. I think they don't usually stream with a mic, which is fine, but I don't necessarily want to bring folks there at the moment. Should I? Let's see. Phasmophobia, Schedule 1. And oh, I haven't. I rated Cast Plays a while back. We got Jericho Fox playing Repo. But I think I rated. Oh, not in the last 30 days, apparently. Sorry, folks. I know I'm being indecisive. Yeah, I've rated Cast before, but I haven't rated them in quite some time. So let's go say hi to them. They're playing Veilguard. I feel like. Oh, but wait, they might be. They're quite. Are they further than me? Sorry, I'm just trying to read what cutscene they're on. It doesn't necessarily look familiar. I think they were a bit further in the game. Okay. So let's go see. I haven't rated this person before, but they are doing some Pokemon trading card game, and I like that. So let's go say hi to them, and I will take y'all over there. I don't know much about them. I think they were probably called out on another stream. I follow a lot of people that people shout out on other streams, but they seem like they're pretty cool. So let's go give them a good old wolf hello. Thanks everyone again for joining tonight. Really appreciate you hanging out with me while I puzzle and fishing, and to the 2 subs, Atlas and Yoda. Thank you so much. Super super appreciate that. And yeah, I'll see you over on their stream shortly.